Hello everyone, in this video you will discover what hell is like according to the Bible. Hell is a place of intense suffering that, according to the Bible, houses all those condemned to eternal punishment. The Bible addresses the subject of hell in two distinct phases, the bodies and the final state, known as the lake of fire. In this place, after the final judgment, the wicked, along with the devil and his angels, will face eternal punishment. The Bible is clear about the existence of hell. Although it may seem frightening, it should not be ignored. It states that the eternal torment of the wicked in hell is so terrible that it is beyond our comprehension. There are several biblical references that point to hell as a real place of torment for the wicked and fallen angels. Although the doctrine of hell is not as detailed in the Old Testament as in the New Testament, there are texts that clearly indicate this place. For example, in Psalm 73, where Asaph reflects on the suffering of the righteous and the prosperity of the wicked, he realizes the terrible fate of the latter after death. They fall into ruin, are suddenly consumed, completely filled with terror. Here it is understood that the suffering of the wicked is described from the intermediate state to their final condemnation in the lake of fire. In the New Testament, several biblical passages speak explicitly about the reality of hell. Most of these passages present Jesus as the teacher himself. Therefore, to deny the existence of hell is ultimately to reject the Lord's teachings. The apostles, especially John in the book of Revelation, also contributed to the detailed understanding of this subject. The origin of the word hell is Latin and means depths. The Bible, while not providing a great deal of specific details about hell, presents enough information for us to understand the magnitude of the terror associated with this place. It describes hell as a place where the fire is never quenched, a place of weeping and gnashing of teeth, prepared for the devil and his angels, where the worm that torments the wicked never dies. One of the most widespread conceptions about hell is the idea that Satan is the monarch and supreme leader of this domain, ruling sovereignly and exercising torment over lost souls. However, biblical teaching contradicts this view. In fact, Satan and his angels do not exercise control over hell. On the contrary, they are destined to face eternal torment in the lake of fire. During the Middle Ages, a common belief arose that hell was somewhere beneath the earth. However, the Bible tells us nothing about the exact location of hell. We only know that it exists. Furthermore, the Bible reveals that the punishment in hell is not the same for everyone. There are different degrees of suffering. These degrees are related to the amount of knowledge a person has received about God's will and the works he has done in his life. Punishment in hell is eternal. Some preach the doctrine of annihilation, claiming that in the end the wicked, Satan, and demons will cease to exist. Others support the doctrine of universalism, which postulates that in the end God will save everyone, including Satan and his angels. It is crucial to understand that when the Bible states that the wicked will be destroyed, this destruction does not imply annihilation. In other words, the biblical teaching does not suggest that the wicked will cease to exist, but that they will suffer eternal destruction, being perpetually lost in horror and despair, with no chance of redemption, only weeping and gnashing of teeth, being eternally tormented. When human beings die, they enter what is called an intermediate state. This state is characterized by disembodied existence, where the soul is separated from the body and awaits resurrection. During this period, the soul of the saved awakens to be with Christ in heaven, where it shares his reign, while the soul of the wicked is destined for the place of torment. This is hell in its intermediate state. The main distinction between the punishment in the intermediate state and the final state lies in the absence of the body in the former and the presence of the body in the latter. The Bible teaches that there will come a day when the wicked and the righteous will be resurrected. The wicked, when condemned at the final judgment, will be cast into hell in its final state, known as the lake of fire, where they will suffer torment not only in their soul, but also in their resurrected body. Although they have already experienced torment in the intermediate state, it is after the resurrection that they will receive the degrees of punishment during the final judgment. It should be remembered that Jesus, our Savior, preached the most about hell. We must also keep in mind that God is just and would never condemn someone to a punishment they do not deserve. We must see the grace and mercy of God, who admonishes the sinner to turn to Christ and find salvation in Him.